Thanks for tuning in to Cocoa Fridays. We have a very, very, very special guest today, guys. We have in the house with us author of The Veganista, JoVeganista, Miss Jody Chandler. So I want to thank her for coming and blessing us with this good-looking food behind me. And she is about to get us right for 2021, y'all. Listen, we are about to do some big things. Now, I have a lot of questions for Jody, but before I get started, I want to formally introduce Jody and give you guys a little background. Jody and I have been friends for almost 30 years. We've been friends since we were our college roommates. Freshman year, Jody is a Central State University alumni. And she was my first college roommate, and we have been friends ever since, and I love her dearly, and I'm just so, so grateful to have you. Thank you, Jody, for coming and blessing us with this bomb food and this awesome book.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Jody.
Yeah, so you guys listen.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, listen. Okay, y'all. So when I saw Jody on Facebook and the transformation, I was mad. I was mad, y'all. I was mad because she is out here killing it for the over 40 club. Now, I ain't going to give your age away. I ain't going to give your age away.
Okay.
Baby, look. Look.
Yes.
Hating, y'all. I was hating. But listen, I've watched your transformation, Jody. And one thing you guys don't know either is Jody used to be an avid runner. And I would see her on Facebook and I'd be like, dang, Jody is out here killing it. Like she running marathons and stuff. And I'd be calling my sister like, Joanne running marathons, girl, she looking good. But Jody's been on this transformation, and we'll talk to her in a second, but I just want to let you guys look. For quite a long time. And I put that picture up there, y'all, just so I can do it every time it come up. But I remember Jody was the first person to hit me to going natural. And I remember I was like, that is just crazy. Jody was going natural, and she was like changing her lifestyle and all that college stuff we was doing, Joe, she stopped doing it. You know what I mean, y'all? It was just like, But nonetheless, I am proud of you, and we do have some questions. We thank you for being here with us today. And you guys, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments or feel free to join us. Let us know. Jody's here. We've got her for a little bit. Her birthday was yesterday, Joe?
What's today? No, Wednesday.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Belated birthday.
Happy belated birthday to my girl.
Thank you.
Okay, so listen, Jody, you killing it out here. And I just really want to know, can you first start off by telling us what's the difference between a plant-based, a vegan, and a vegetarian?
Okay, we'll start with the vegetarian first. A vegetarian still eats dairy products. So a vegetarian simply just does not eat meat. Vegetarian may still eat eggs and cheese, probably not so much milk, but they still do consume dairy. A plant-based diet is they still do not eliminate animal products, but they consume the majority of plant-based products, fruits, nuts, vegetables. The majority of their diet is plants, but they still do eat animal products. A vegan eliminates all animal and dairy products. Yes.
So how much discipline does that take? I mean, like, I quit smoking and that was like mad discipline, but to like totally change the way you eat when you are used to eating steak and potatoes and, you know, all that good juicy fatty stuff. Like did you start gradually, like doing a little bit at a time, or did you just go full blown?
Well, it's been decades for me. So, Lavon, you probably already noticed, I've always been grossed out by meat and certain types of meat here and there. And eventually, the more I start reading about it and why I was grossed out about it, the more grossed out I got and I just simply stopped eating it. Now, as far as discipline, there is a lot of discipline, but once you eliminate the meat and dairy from your body and you realize how good you feel, you don't have no desire to go through that whole feeling. You don't have it. I tell everybody, this is in my 40s is the best I've ever felt than when I was in my 20s.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's
So wait a minute. So
when you realize how good you can feel, it's not even a matter of discipline. You want to have that good feeling the way you feel.
so explain that feeling. So like, are you saying like me and Laverne, you know, we talk all the time about like barely getting out the bed sometimes. You'd be like, oh girl, my back was hurting. Like are you just saying you have a lot more energy, or does it even help with like your muscles and your, you know, agility?
Muscles, you're mentally, emotionally, physically. I don't even use an alarm to get up. My body's on an automatic clock. Natural energy, you sleep better. As you mentioned before, I was running marathons. I did injure my feet and I got nerve damage. You heal quicker. I can't even tell you the last time I was sick. You naturally build up your immune system to a lot of different things. Even when I do get an ache or pain in my feet from the nerve damage, it's nothing like it was in previous years. I mean, I recover quickly, walk it off, and I mean, you just feel amazing. Just the energy is it's a natural high. It really is.
So like, where do you get your protein from if you don't eat meat and fish? Like, what type of foods do you eat to get that protein or that energy?
I eat a lot of beans. I eat a lot of chickpeas. A lot of people don't know chickpeas have way more protein than a piece of chicken. One serving of chickpeas has way more protein than any meat that you could ever eat. So I do a lot of jackfruit, cauliflower, broccoli is loaded in protein. People don't know that. A lot of your green leafy vegetables are loaded in protein, as well as your legumes and beans.
Okay. Now, so I can't do the dairy. You know, my stomach be really tore up on that dairy. We was talking to me and you were talking about that before, you know, the ice creams and stuff like that. So when you mentioned beans, I was like, ooh, I can do the beans a little bit. But, you know, so is beans like really like a big part of your diet?
Beans, lentils. Beans aren't the only places you can get your protein, but the majority of vegans, that's where most of it comes from. Now, when people say they can't do beans, a lot of it has to do with the way that they're prepared and why your stomach can't handle it. And I tell people, if you're not preparing them properly, you're going to have that gassy, bloated feeling.
Do you miss meat?
Nope.
You know, because, but like take us back a little bit. So like when you really like first started transitioning, did you have those cravings? You know, like when you stopped smoking and stuff like that, it's hard because you still have those cravings. It's hard to kind of like, so take us back. I know it's been a long time for you, so it's like it is no thing for you. But for somebody that's just starting out, how do we do it? How do we slowly but surely break those bad habits? Like you go into the restaurant, you know, a ribeye is there, but you're trying to change.
Right. So I tell people all the time, when you are transitioning, if you know you're a carnivore and you like your steak and you're worried about, you know, relapsing or whatever, I don't go into it cold turkey. You don't jump, you know, gradually ease into it. And the first thing that I always tell people when they ask me, how can I do this? I said, take your top 3 meals that you like to have with meat. Find out how to veganize those 3 meals. So if it's something that if you know you have a steak and potato every week, you need to find a replacement for that so that you know how to veganize it so that when you can crave it, you can go to the vegan substitute. It's sloppy Joe. Some people like sloppy Joe, spaghetti, whatever it is, find out how to make that. If it's fried chicken, find out how to make a vegan version. I make a vegan oyster fried mushroom, and people tell me, Joe, it tastes just like chicken. Well, it does. It has on the texture of chicken. There's tons of different mushrooms that take on different textures, and oyster mushrooms take on the texture of chicken when you cook it. So if you bread it and fry it like you would a piece of chicken, guess what? There's your craving right there. If you crave
There you
fried,
go.
there it is.
Mm.
Now that's interesting. That's interesting
What,
because
what do you substitute for, like what she had mentioned, is the ribeye? What do you make with the ribeye?
So I make a they call it a lentil loaf, and you can use the brown lentils, soak them. You can patty them up. You can make them into like a meatloaf almost. Slice it, and you would season it. Anything which you would season a steak with. Put A1 sauce on it, and you'll never miss it. You can do the same thing with mushrooms. You can season them up, grill them, char them, put some.
now that's something interesting.
Oh.
That's something interesting that you just said about seasoning it up with the seasons that you're used to using. So what you're telling us is that when you go vegan, doesn't mean you have to get rid of that taste per se. So if you're still so you're not like eliminating salt, like your seasoning salt, your garlic powder, your Zatarans. You don't have to get rid of those seasonings, is what you're saying, right?
You don't have to, but you probably should, because Zatarans and those other salts are loaded. And because I also limit my salt intake. I only do Himalayan pink salt for that reason, because it doesn't have iodine in it that causes a lot of other things like hypertension and things like that. But you're absolutely right. The majority of seasonings, 95.5% of seasonings are vegan.
Okay. So then my next question is like, does and I don't want to say fake meat, but like, they've got the Impossible burgers and the Unreal burgers and stuff like that. Like, do those have like an acquired taste? Because like I was doing a diet, and what was the name of that diet? T, what was that diet I did?
Keto.
And I switched from doing sugar to like the pink fake sugar, whatever it is, the sweetener. And I really had to get used to that taste. It's not sugar, and it's got that acquired sweetener taste. So when you start talking about meat that's actually vegetables, is that an acquired taste too? Is it like sort of like going from the sugar to the sweetener?
I'll be honest with you, I don't do a lot of those processed meats. Periodically I do for convenience, but a processed food is still processed food. I don't do processed foods. A lot of vegans who don't know how to cook, they do go for the processed vegan meats and the frozen foods and things like that. They do have an acquired taste, and they are loaded in sodium. However, if you are looking for a meat substitute for convenience, I mean, they're available. I'm not saying I don't eat them at all, but it's very far and few between. Like I'm on vacation now, so I'll probably have an Impossible burger or something. But normally when I take it from the pack, I don't just throw it in the skillet like they want you to do. I take it out the pack. I'm going to reform it, get in there, grind it up, put all my onions, my garlic, my own seasonings in it and everything, and get it to how I want it to taste.
So by you just saying that right there, the first thing that came to my mind was, dang, do you got a lot of time in the kitchen? Like, because when we process food, it's for lazy, people. I'm lazy. I get one of the patties out, right? but like, I'm thinking time-wise. I mean, everybody's family size is different. You got, some people have, 3 or 4 children, a husband that eats for like 2 or 3 people, and we all got a different dynamic in our house. So when you talk about preparing the food, talk to us a little bit about preparing the food.
So, I mean, it's just like if you were to eat meat, you cook. So if you come home and you're going to prepare dinner, that's what you're going to prepare. The good thing is vegetables don't take as long to cook as meat. So you're not in the kitchen as long. I know if you go onto my business page and you see all that food, it appears as that I'm always in the kitchen. That's not the case. I can cook up a meal for 8 people in about 30 minutes or less. It doesn't take long at all. And usually when I make soups and different things like that, I make a big pot of it and then I freeze it in different freezer bags so that on the day that I don't feel like cooking, I can just take one of those bags out. Same thing when I make black bean burgers. I'm probably going to make 10 or 12 and I'm going to patty them up, put them in the freezer. When we want a black bean burger, come home, pull it out the freezer, throw it on the grill.
Wow.
I got a question.
Yes.
Should I wait?
Oh,
No,
no.
go ahead.
So, hey, Joe, how you doing?
Hey, girl, how you
You
doing?
look good.
Thank you.
So, my
That's
question
the
is,
shame out here, girl. I'm mad at it.
girl, I'm trying to be like Joe.
Mhm.
So, look, my question is, I have been trying to transition. Like, I'm really trying, but for me, it's like steps. Anyway, I had been using I had been taking I done had a brain fart, Vine.
The sea moss?
The sea moss. Yeah. I had been taking the sea moss, right?
Mhm.
And when I first tried it, it was great. Like I was mad energy. I made a facial scrub. Like I was doing the damn thing. And then I got a hold of some bad sea moss. Like it had no effect to me at all. And I was like, this is not right. Something is not right with it. So I started to do my own. I have two questions. So then I went to see my endocrine doctor. She's like, yo, Miss King, I really need you to stop taking that sea moss because we want to put you on this medicine to help you deal with your thyroid, your overactive thyroid. And at first I was like, stop taking the sea moss?
Right.
Are you for real? Like to give me some medicine?
Mhm.
And then I took the medicine and I was like, wow, I love the medicine.
Mhm.
I am torn
What medicine
because
are
I
you taking?
was trying.
Levothyroxine? You taking the levothyroxine?
No, it's actually, I'll tell you in a second. It's called,
Synthroid?
I think I have the Genero version.
Oh.
It's called methazole something.
Mm.
Methimazole.
Mm.
I think this is the generic version.
Oh, okay.
I haven't researched it yet. But anywho, so my question is the sea moss, like she was saying it would cause the thyroid to be more overactive than it needs to be or something of that nature. So have you tried the sea moss and do you have any knowledge of the benefits of sea moss as it pertains to the thyroid?
So here's what I'll tell you. I do take sea moss. I make it. I make it plain for myself. I make it flavored for my daughter because she is hard to get her to take it. So I make a flavored one for her, maybe strawberry, or sometimes last week I think I made a pineapple mango one or something that I posted on my business page. As far as sea moss is concerned, first of all, I have my thing about the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. They are a business, so it is what it is. So that's
So it is.
that. So she's going to sell you medicine before she'll sell you a jar of sea moss. But your body is made up of 102 vitamins and minerals and nutrients. Sea moss has 92 of those in there. The only
Right,
way,
yeah.
the only way that sea moss would disrupt anything natural going on in your body that you already have going on, whether it's an illness or whether you don't have an illness, and it wouldn't cause any unless you are taking too much of it. Just like anything, whether it's food, drugs, alcohol, no matter what, you can always take too much of anything. Even as a vegan, you can eat too much. 10,000 calories is 10,000 calories, whether you're getting them from green vegetables or whether you're getting them from meat. It's still 10,000 calories. Your body's not going to know the difference. But my point is, you can always take too much of anything and it's going to disrupt your system. You should only be taking 2 tablespoons of sea moss a day. That's all your body needs. And that's taking those 2 tablespoons gives you your 92 nutrients that you need a day that you're already taking if you were to take a multivitamin. Even if you were to take a multivitamin, it's not going to have those 92 vitamins and minerals in it that the sea moss has in it. But you can take too much of it, just like anything else. You can take too many vitamins. If you take a daily vitamin, you can take too much of that if you overdose. Not really, you can't really overdose on a vitamin, but you can take too much of something and have too much iron in your system. You can have too much calcium in your system. So if you take more than your fair share of a daily vitamin, yeah, it can disrupt anything.
Now I got a question though. And I don't want to get you going too much on the sea moss, but I've been very curious about it. Have not tried it yet. Been saying I'm going to. I do have underlying health issues with my heart, so I got to be careful regardless. But how do you know what's real sea moss and what's not real sea moss? It seems like when you log online, everybody's selling sea moss. Everybody has it. It's like, how do we know if it's real or if we're getting authentic sea moss, or is it something that somebody had shipped from China calling it sea moss?
You're absolutely right. I saw a video the other day and the lady went and bought some and she set it on fire and she said it melted just like plastic in her hand. But where I buy, you have to find a reliable buyer. So where I buy mine is from a health food store. I've researched it. You don't want to just go online and buy some sea moss from somebody that says they're selling it and from the reviews, because the reviews are probably, they wrote them themselves, or it could be family members. I want to see it. I want to feel it. I'm buying it local. I'm buying it online. The other thing when you buy sea moss is discoloration. Sea moss grows in the ocean. It should never just be one specific color. You should see purples and greens in there, just like you would, like if you were to go to the ocean and see seaweed. Guess what? It's not going to be all one color. You're going to see orange, green, purple. You're going to see sand in there. So if you see all that grit and all of that stuff in it and the different colors, you can best believe that's not real sea moss. It should never just be one color.
Oh, y'all see how we do it on Cocoa Fridays? We is getting that knowledge, honey.
Hush, Vine. Wait, I had a 2-part question.
Okay.
Y'all cut me off. This is my last question, I promise. Jody.
Yes.
Are you familiar with soursop?
Yes. I also eat soursop.
Now, does that really have like cancer fighting cell agents in it?
I can't say that it does, but when you read about soursop and the vitamins and nutrients that are in soursop, those are all the vitamins and the nutrients that they say that help fight against cancer and other immune diseases. Soursop is really, really hard to get. I don't do the soursop juice, the tea, or any of that. If it's not a big soursop fruit, I don't buy it because I don't want
to get that from. Yeah.
So we have a lot of international stores where I live, and I can go to any one of those international stores, go in there and buy a fresh soursop, cut it open and eat it.
I've been having a problem finding it. That's why I'm like, where is this?
And I will tell you this, if you do find it, go to your international stores. So I very rarely shop at a regular grocery store, and 9 times out of 10, these items that we're talking about are going to be 10 times cheaper in an international store. So, the little Asian markets and different things that the majority of the time we don't frequent those because we're like, we don't need nothing in there. Well, guess what? Yes, you do, because that's where you're going to find all these natural foods and things, and they're going to be really, really cheap. But what I was going to say about the soursop is, when you find one, you can make your own tea and dry it out and make powders and different things like that to make it last if it's hard to get for you.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a question now, Jody, because I remember our college days.
Yeah.
What happens to your body when you become 100% vegan and you would like to have that occasional drink? Because, you've always learned from just trial and error that you have to fill your body with something in order to sustain alcohol, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you get like instantly lightheaded? Or is it if you have one glass of champagne that, you are inebriated? How does that work?
Well, here's the thing.
How that work, JoJo?
Most alcohol is not vegan. The only alcohol that I consume is Scotch now for that reason. I use what?
That's it. You a Scotch drinker,
Right,
Joe?
Jody drinking. Girl, wait, let me rewind.
Now listen, but there are vegan wines out there. There are other vegans who do like wine, but there are vegan wines. I even have the app on my phone. So before I eat or drink anything, I'm scanning my app and I'm looking in there and everything gets scanned. If I'm out and about and if it's something I'm not familiar with, most of the stuff I'm familiar with, but I'm always scanning. But I do have an occasional drink. I'm on vacation now. I had a glass of scotch last night. I'll probably have one tonight. But Scotch is a really for a very, very long time, especially like your single malt scotches, like your Glenlivet, all of those, your Macallans, all of those are single malt scotches, and they are aged for an extremely long time. You ever hear about when older people drink scotch? They drink scotch and milk at night and stuff like that. The reason they do that is because scotch has a lot of antioxidants in it that's good for your system. And scotch is one of those alcohols where if you're looking for that nice smooth buzz, you get it without getting overly drunk, and you don't wake up feeling next morning either. And again, you're getting all those antioxidants in it too.
Oh,
Wow.
okay. But you're pretty much limited.
You're not really limited because I mean, if you're one of those people who want to go out and drink everything, you can. But I'm very aware of everything I put in my body is intentional.
Right.
Even if it's alcohol. Everything is intentional. But if
now
you're
let me so now that you're a scotch drinker, I guess my next question would be, so are you limited like to one drink? Like, do you feel, like you're inebriated?
Can you get towed down? She's saying, can you get towed down?
Yeah, it's alcohol. Yes, it's alcohol. And I mean, depending on your weight level and your tolerance level, I will say this: I can drink a lot of scotch if I want to all night long, and I will have just a slow, smooth buzz. I will not get really, really drunk, but that's because I built up a tolerance for scotch. Now, if I was to sit down and have 3 or 4 glasses of vegan vodka, I'd probably pour up because I haven't built up a tolerance for that.
Right. Okay.
So let me ask you this. So like I mentioned earlier, guys, Jody was an avid runner before she got hurt. So if we're thinking about maybe going vegan or at least trying to explore a different eating habit in 2021, do you lose weight by being a vegan, or do we have to include exercise with that journey? I mean, I know you kind of did them both, and that's why she looking good, y'all. Y'all see, that's why, because she do more than just cook. She lived right all around. But, and I know they always say, if you're gonna diet, you need to exercise. Is it like if you're gonna go vegan, you have to also exercise, or is changing those eating habits? Will you start to see your body transform like this?
So. Your body makeup, 80% of your body makeup is what you put in your mouth. 80%. So even if you never exercise, 80% of your body makeup is what you put in your mouth. Only 20% of that is exercise. So you have your vegans who are junk food vegans who eat a lot of frozen foods, pastas, breads, and everything that are probably going to be 350 pounds. Now, those 350-pound vegans that may eat a lot of those processed foods might also go out and walk or run every day, but they're still 350 pounds because you can't outrun 10,000 calories. So when you ask if you're automatically going to lose weight, not necessarily. You still have to be conscious and aware of what you're putting into your body. I still, even while I'm on vacation here, I've gotten up every morning so far at 6 to 7 o'clock in the morning and went 3.5 miles. But and normally I run about 6 or 7 miles, but I don't have my running shoes.
Ooh, girl, listen at Jody. Girl, you go ahead with your bad.
But my point is, you can.
I run 6 steps to the
But even as a vegan, you can still be overweight and you can still be unhealthy. You have to still be aware of what you put in your body. Even if you don't transition to vegan, 80% of your body makeup is what you put into your mouth.
Now, how do you keep track of your calories? Do you have like an app on your phone? Because like some of those other diets have like Weight Watchers and things like that, where you have to keep track of what you eat and your points and so forth. So how do you maintain an accurate count of that, or is that something that just because you've been doing it so long, you're kind of aware as to what you're eating?
I usually recommend people who are just now getting into this to count their calories, because just because it's vegan, you might think I'm eating healthy or whatever. This isn't going to be a lot of calories because it's not meat. That's not necessarily true. I do that because I know what I'm eating. I know if I'm sitting down eating a bowl of cabbage or whatever, I know exactly how many calories is in that. But somebody just transitioning may not know, and they think just because it's vegetables or prepared a certain way that it's not a lot of calories, but it is. But once you do that, I say once you do that for a couple of months and you're aware of how many calories things are, you won't need it. But you should pay attention to what you're eating, just so, because a lot of people are like, well, I went vegan, but I didn't lose weight. Well, you just ate 600 calories for breakfast, another 6 for lunch, and another 6 for dinner.
Right, because those calories are those calories, no matter which
right. No matter where you get them from.
Calories.
Right.
So what kind of water do you drink?
I only drink alkaline water, 9.5 pH.
Okay. Okay.
And do you that, Jody?
Alkaline water.
What's that?
So your body has a natural pH level, which helps your body fight against bacteria and different things, especially for women, and your hygiene. What throws women's hygiene off or their scent is their pH level. So when you're unbalanced and you're eating things that have a high acidic level, that comes out in females in your privates. And that's the same with acidic foods. So if you're eating foods with a high acidic level, that's what's going to come out.
1 minute. This how we do it on Cocoa Fridays, y'all.
How we do it.
Knowledge, baby.
Stupid. And then also,
knowledge. If you missing Cocoa Fridays, you better start tuning in, because we is getting that knowledge around here. That's how Bosses is doing it in 2021. Say it, Jody.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Jody.
Yes.
So, do you use any type of protein powders or stuff like that in you do smoothies?
I do. I make my own green smoothies, all of that. I make my own sea moss gel. I make my own elderberry, aronia berry, everything I do myself.
Aronia berry?
Yes, aronia. Everybody's on elderberry, but I tell people, and I have this on my business page, aronia berries are 10 times more potent than an elderberry.
Okay, because I do elderberries, but I made mine into a gummy. Because it's so easy for me to get up and pop that gummy in the morning and go. But aronia berry?
To research aronia berry. Now I mix mine. I mix aronia and elderberry. It's spelled ARONIA.
And I'm gonna have you too, Jody. I know I got a couple more questions. I don't want to hold you too long, but I definitely want you to let everybody know where we can find you. And we'll get to that in a minute, because for those that are missing out, I'm sure once they hear this conversation, they're going to be wishing they hadn't, but they'll be able to reach you in other ways. So here's the question for my my single bosses. So as a vegan, do you date only vegan men?
I'm not single, and he is a carnivore. He is a carnivore. It ain't really a joke, but if he eats a steak, before you kiss me, you got to brush your teeth. Because I may as well sit down to a piece of meat. But I wish he was a vegan, but he's not. But that I don't love him any less. I think it's important to at least try to have your other half try vegan meals. he, like I said, he's a big carnivore, and he's always like, I ain't eating that, I ain't trying that. But every time I make something, I have yet to find something that he doesn't like. I made a chickpea and kale soup, curry chickpea and kale soup. It was like the day before yesterday. And like I said, he's a carnivore, and he tore it up. Today, right before we got on, I made some vegan nachos. When we were in the store, he said, buy me some regular cheese to put on mine, but he is going to eat some jackfruit vegan nachos. So, no, I don't only date vegans. I think that limits people and eliminate. You could probably eliminate some good people from your life. I don't think that that's a deal breaker.
So tell us what your, I know, not to put all your business out there, but I know it's just you and your daughter, but what does that grocery bill look like?
Let me see. I'm looking at 4 people, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. I could feed all 4 of us on $8 right now. We could eat real good. Again, a lot of people, there's a myth out there that veganism is expensive. That's not true. What's expensive when people go vegan is because society has taught us that we need to eat meat. You need a meat, vegetable, and starch. And that's not really expensive. So when people first go vegan, they don't know what to cook. Should I get, I don't know what to do with these mushrooms. I didn't know there were 10,000 different types of mushrooms. I didn't know that you could do this, you could do that. So what do? They go for the breads, they go for the frozen vegan food. You should go for Joe Vegan, the Veganista, the book, but they go for the processed vegan foods because they don't know what to do. That's what's expensive. So you're looking at with the black eyed peas, the greens, and the mushrooms. That was a $6 meal, and that was enough to feed 7 people.
Wow.
Are your portion sizes smaller now? Like, did your stomach?
I do want portion control for myself, and that's just for me because, again, 80% of your body makeup is what you put in your mouth. So I think that's important. I eat not really for satisfaction. I eat to sustain. Everything that I do is intentional.
So going vegan is really a lifestyle. It's really a lifestyle because just listening, I know you're seasoned in this thing, but just listening to you, and I'm thinking about my bosses out there that may be thinking about even just changing a little bit, because with this COVID, we are seeing now that you got to be conscious of your health. You just really do. And I'm guilty. I'm not even going to front, but I'm definitely interested and I'm intrigued. Like I said, I have been following you for a while, Joe, and I have been seeing your transformation. And I'm like, I'm mad at her. You know I was hating, girl. You know I was hating. But
you can still, as a vegan, you can still have your treats. I make vegan ice cream with 2-3 ingredients. And here's the thing. Most people come to love that stuff more than they do the regular ice cream. Like, I make a vegan Frosty for my daughter and she loves it. Yeah.
Wow.
So as a vegan, are you considering taking the COVID vaccine?
No. I don't take any medicine. And I have to probably be on my deathbed to take medicine. I feel like what I put into my body is my medicine. I'm healthy. This is the healthiest I've ever been in my life. And it's all due to what I put in my body.
Wow.
So, Jody, are you considering taking this to another level? Are you considering opening up a restaurant? Do you cook for other people? Do you cater? Are you thinking about taking that next step, or?
So I have an LLC. So I have my own business. So I do vegan pop-ups. Prior to COVID, I did vegan vegan pop-ups all around Columbus. I was at all the festivals. I did restaurant takeovers and different things like that. But right now with COVID, I can't really do that. I miss it because I like serving people. I like educating people, especially us. Because here's the thing about us. We're like, I can't go vegan. I miss my fried chicken, my black eyed peas, and my greens, as you saw that picture there, which is why I put certain recipes in that book to show us. And I'll be honest, a lot of us don't go vegan for the earth or the animals. We go vegan because grandma, grandpa, and everybody else had high blood pressure, had the sugar, had the diabetes, had all of it. And I tell people all the time, whatever that it is, it doesn't run in your family. Habits do. So what's been passed down from generation to generation is fried chicken, greens, and everything. And it goes back to slavery. I talk about that. This goes back to slavery and what we were forced to eat and different things that's been passed down from generation to generation.
We make the scraps.
Yes, and you can still have those comfort foods, but in a healthier way to eliminate the hypertension, the diabetes.
I just want to step in and just say that, Jody, I am just so grateful for you being here. I mean, just listening to you talk, girl, you my love. I love you. That's my boo, y'all. But I'm just so proud of you, and I'm just so grateful that you are blessing us with this because, y'all, you got to pay for this kind of knowledge, okay? This is what we doing on Cocoa Fridays. I got to keep letting y'all know this. But to hear you speak in your knowledge and your growth and your process, and to be able to encourage Black women, even if you in your 40s or your 50s or your 60s, that you still have time to change some of the small habits that could prolong your life. If that's your goal, can prolong your life. And it just rejuvenates me to hear it, but here's the part that I get like the side eye on. It's almost hard to believe when you hear people say things like, I don't take medicine, or, what I put in my body, I haven't been sick. It's like, as Black women, sometimes we be like, yeah, right, look, yeah, right, she ain't been sick, right? But it's crazy because until you actually know somebody or personally that you can talk to, that are living this thing, even if nobody goes vegan, right? Just this knowledge might just make you a little bit more food conscious. You know what I'm saying? So that's just such a blessing. And I'm just overjoyed and overwhelmed and just so excited to even have you here spitting this knowledge. And I hope that even those who weren't able to join us live, that you guys peep this video because you is missing out. And then I want you to let our viewers know where we can find you. You guys, you see this food in the background. I had to do it. I had to show y'all because it's amazing, because we have these myths in our head. We get this, vegan, and sometimes we think, only people are vegan. And it's almost like taboo. And I'm sure Jody, when you start telling people, that you're vegan, or people realize that you eat a certain way, we can be real judgmental, even on how you eat.
And I just want to interject here. So the fastest growing vegan population right now is African Americans.
Good.
For health reasons.
Good. And I hope some of my bosses can be in on that. Yes.
Yes. So anyway, I'm on Facebook and Instagram at JoVeganista. Just type in JoVeganista, my page will come up. My website is listed on both of those. Again, we haven't been doing any vegan pop-ups due to COVID, but once we get this settled, I'll be back out there slinging food and selling books at different events and festivals and everything. You're going to make that, and I want you to show me when you do.
I got a question, Joe. For some of us,
FaceTime when I do.
For some of us, like myself, I am not a Facebook nor am I an Instagram person. Do you have a YouTube channel? Do you ever post any of your videos of you cooking and preparing your meals?
No,
because think about that.
It's not savvy. So, and you're absolutely right, Laverne, because so many people have been.
What you call me, Joe?
Vern. So many people have been asking me to do that, and that's my thing. I'm not YouTube savvy. So my daughter.
Me either, but I that's how I learn a lot is from the videos, because I am a very private person. I do not do Facebook, but I learn a lot from YouTube because I like to see people actually demonstrate things. I'm a hands-on type of person, and so I can pick up those things better. So that's why I asked, because I'm a big YouTube follower. If I see something on YouTube that I like, I will follow, I will prepare, I will try those things. And so I noticed that for me and a lot of my friends that are older, you know, they like to see the actual visual.
Exactly. And so, Vern, you're absolutely right. Stay tuned. It's coming. Because I don't know how many times I've gotten that from people who do want to see the visual. They just don't want to see pictures. They want to see, you know what, Cody, I got your book, but I want to see how you prepared this. So before I make it, so I can make sure I'm doing it right. So stay tuned, Vern. It's coming.
Okay.
So Joe, is there anything else that, you know, we didn't get a chance to talk about tonight that you think would be beneficial for the bosses? I mean, you know, that's my mission. It's a movement for me right now. And we are going to have more things coming. Who knows, guys, when Jody get her YouTube going, Miss JoVeganista get her YouTube going, maybe we'll be able to have a watch party.
That sounds fun. So the only thing I want to say, I just want to encourage people, just again, whatever that it is, whether it's hypertension, thyroid disease, diabetes, it doesn't run in your family. It absolutely does not. Habits do. So I want people to get that out of their mind, that these diseases run in their family, because they don't. Any disease that the majority of your family members have, you can best believe that they have a lot of the same habits, as do you. So you have to break that habit and that generational curse for your own health. And don't beat yourself up. I mean, it's a process. Society has taught us that the food pyramid is what we should eat off of. That's a lie. And take it slow. Don't beat yourself up and try to jump into a cold turkey. Try meatless Mondays one day. Try doing 2 meatless meals a day. It's not going to happen overnight, but the more you do it, the easier it becomes.
Wow.
Good job, Jody.
Well, thank you so much, Joe. Listen, we know you got to get back, but I love you, sis. I'm just so grateful. And again, I can't say it enough. Guys, please hit Jody up. Go to Amazon right now and buy the book. That's what you need to do, because she's not on Facebook and she's not on YouTube yet. So if you want to know how to cook some of this good stuff, go on Amazon. Wait, I got to show y'all a couple of pictures though. Wait, y'all got to see the pictures. Hold on. I mean, the bomb. So go on Amazon right now. Type it in. It's real inexpensive too. I mean, I think it's like under $20, like $18, $20 or something.
There's an e-version on there too for $11.99. So if you want the ebook, just so you can have it on your phone and look at different things. On there, and it is copyrighted, so if you do the ebook, do not take my pictures and send it somewhere, because I'm coming for you.
All right, y'all. Let's go. We educated bosses. We educated bosses. We get that. Hey, don't play.
I have to put it out there, because I've had to send a cease and desist letter already. So,
but let me tell y'all, I asked.
Yes, she did.
Real bosses ask.
Right. We don't speak, we ask.
Yes. But I love you, sis. Thank you so much for blessing us. You guys, please hit up Jody. Go on Amazon right now. Get the cookbook. Like she said, start slow. One thing, something small. You make this. Make this. Okay? Until next time, Cocoa Fridays. I'll keep you guys posted on what we have coming up. But tonight we had an awesome time with Miss Jody.
Very informative. Very informative. Thank you.
Bye, y'all. I miss y'all.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye, Joe.